light affects us profoundly. And you can't always put your finger on why a certain space feels very welcoming or warm or nice to be in. But I can guarantee you it's usually the daylight that does it.
The texture creates pattern through light, and that creates an emotional response in people. The light itself is playful, comes in unexpected places.
I bought the house in 1999. There was a wall between the kitchen and that dining room. It was dark and a bit of a dumping ground. It was more like a passageway really between here and the kitchen.
Even though the kitchen was in the same location it currently is, there was a counter across the back and a small window. You didn't feel a very strong connection to outside. There was no light coming into the middle of the house. Colours were very conventional. They wanted something that reflected their personalities.
Sit down, sit, Shep, sit. Shep, Shep, Shep. Sheppy, Shep.
Yeah, okay, that's a good... Okay, so we mix.
Light is very important in our work, and the way light comes into a space and enlivens it is really important. The rhythm of the texture gives the space a certain scale and intimacy, and we play with that. There's a different scale of 3D tiles on the kitchen island to the spine wall, because the scales of those is very different.
It's a sculpture that you can walk around. And how it captures light is very interesting with its 3D pattern. Inside the kitchen extension, the ceiling is treated with a rhythm of timber fins, how then encapsulates the light in different ways and adds a rhythm to the shadows. All of these things combined is just stimulating the senses as you experience the spaces.
And as you move through the house, that light changes. So in the kitchen, it's quite bright and connected to the sky. You move into the center of the house, it becomes dark. As you move up to the top floor, light comes down from above, pouring into the house and drawing you up towards the top floor. Brian and Patricia were very interested in art, and we looked at brutalist architecture from the 60s, mid-century period. Concrete picks up the light in a very particular way, and the ribs capture those deep shadows during the summer. And that again is picked up inside the house through the 3D tiles, and on the top floor in the fluted paneling in the loft. Each of these textured surfaces captures light in a slightly different way, but in a way that relates one to the other.
How do you quantify beauty? How do you pursue beauty? It's about understanding what beauty is to Gwen and Patricia themselves, learning what they see as beautiful, and then throwing some ideas of ourselves in the mix.
It's a special home. We're very lucky.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think we feel really lucky that we've got such a fantastic house to live in.
I said earlier, it's like a treat.
A treat, yeah, that's true. It's a treat living here.
It's a treat living here with you, Patricia.
That won't get in.